Hello everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good evening everyone.
Good evening, sir.
So in this session, we'll be discussing week 2 concepts. Okay. We will discuss, like, generally this is an open session. This will make it as like, okay, how do you want this to be? Do you want this to be as open session or like solve with us, like live coding? How do you want it to be?
Sir, some of the live coding have been left open. So if you wish, you can take a couple of those things.
Okay, so until 6 problems were completed, right? PPA 6 were completed, right? Until
Correct.
PPA 6.
Correct.
Okay. So we'll move forward from there. Okay. But then after that, if you have some time, right, we look at we'll solve some other problems too. Okay.
Right, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fine. So let me share my screen. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay. So PPA 6 is completed, so I can move forward to PPA 7, right? Am I correct? Until PPA 6 it is done now.
Yes, sir. Correct.
Okay. So we have this. Okay. Now coming to this PPA 7. Okay. I hope by now all of you have looked at week 2 concepts. That is if else. Okay. So coming to this problem, a sequence of 5 words is called magical if the ith word is a substring of I plus nth word. Okay. For every I in range of 1 to 5. So 1 is less than or equals to I is less than 5. So it will be from 1 to I will be from 1 to 4. Accept a sequence of 5 words as input, 1 word on each line. Print magical if the sequence is magical and non-magical otherwise. Okay. All right. So for a string to be a substring of others, what should be happening is the str1 should be completely present in str2. Okay. It should be present a sequence of consecutive characters in str2. Okay. That sequence, the entire sequence of the characters, right? It should be present in the other string. Okay. Is this clear? The problem is clear?
No, sir. Could you explain me, sir, one more time, please?
Okay. So let's take this. We have this magic, right? The word magic. So
Please take any small example kind of thing, sir.
I hope you did not understand the part of substring. So I explain the part of substring first. Okay. So consider the word magic. Okay. And then the another word is magical. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Magic is a substring of magical because magic is present in magical. MAGIC, that magic. The same sequence of consecutive characters, it is present in magical, right?
Yes, sir.
So magic is a substring of magical.
Okay.
But magical is not a substring of magic because that the entire word of magical is not present in magic. Is it clear? The substring concept is it clear?
Yes. Now it's clear, sir.
Okay. Now coming to the problem, what they were saying is now the first word, like when they mean like ith word is substring of I plus nth word, what they were trying to say is first word is a substring of second word is substring of third word is substring of fourth word is substring of fifth word. So if that, if all of this satisfies, then the sequence of 5 words is called magical. Otherwise, it is non-magical. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So try solving this problem. Okay. If you have completed, please raise your hand. Okay. I'll give you guys like 10 minutes. Okay. 10 minutes is a minimum time. If you want, I'll extend that too. Okay. So try to complete this problem in 10 minutes or like 15 minutes. Okay. Clear? Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay. So if you have any questions, I'll be here. You can raise your hand once you're done with this problem. Okay.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah. What is your question? Hello. I'm not able to hear you. Do you have a question?
Sir, actually, the PPA 5 I cannot able to solve. Actually, I solve, but
Okay.
it gives me that 1/2 marks. I cannot find the error. Can you help me?
Okay. Okay. So others try solving this PPA 7. Meanwhile, I'll explain this PPA 5 for Shampanadu. Okay. Shampakundu, sorry.
Yes.
So, Shampa, can you share a screen?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Hello,
Just a
sir.
minute.
Hello,
Yes, yes, Mike.
sir. I also want to share question number 5.
Okay, so let Shampa
Sir, I
share
am
a
sharing. I am
share a
sharing.
code. Okay.
Yeah. Please, please.
After that, I'll come back to you. Okay.
Okay.
If you, I mean, look at the code we are trying to discuss now. Look at the code of Shampa, and then like while I make changes, look if you can correct your code too. Okay. So can you just show me the question first of PPF 5? I do not remember that. Okay, so write a program to realize the equation x1 y2 in pure space. Okay. Determine y3 using the equation of flat line. The output should be vertical if the line is vertical. In other cases, the output should be two line where the first line is the value of y3 and the second line indicates whether the slope of is positive, negative, or 0. Okay, 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 fine. So can you show me your code? Code, yeah. Code of input, code of input. Okay, so did they tell that the inputs are integers or float? Go to the question. Okay, okay, okay. Scroll down. Okay, the inputs are real numbers, so it's a float. Okay, float of okay, fine. If x2 minus x1 is to 0, then print vertical line. All right. Otherwise, y3 equals to y1 plus x3 minus x1 by y2 minus y1. Star of y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. M equals to y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Correct. M is greater than 0. Print y3. Print positive slope. M is less than 0. Print y3 neutral. If m equals 0. Print y3. Come on, horizontal line. Okay, okay, all right. Can you run it? The vertical line is working. Can you scroll down? Scroll down. Scroll down. I mean, just show the test cases. Expected output is
Yes, the vertical line V and L is small letters.
yeah. Okay, that V and L should be capital. That vertical line, right? V and L, it should be capital. These kind of mistakes you should not be making. Like now it is okay since this is the beginning stage, but as you move on, try to reduce these mistakes because this is just I mean there's nothing wrong with the code and all. The format and all, please check the format, okay? And run for private test case also and check if it is working. So Mayank, now we can share your code.
Sir, can you explain the question number 7 again? I don't know. Actually, I joined
Question
it.
number 7, what?
Explain it what it wants to say.
Question number 7, I have already explained it. So you should be accepting 5 words. So the first word should be a substring of second word, and second word should be a substring of third word. Third word should be a substring of fourth word, and fourth should be a substring of fifth word. If all of this if all of these 4 cases holds true, then the sequence is magical. So you should be printing magical. If any of this is false, then you should be printing non-magical. By substring, what we mean is the same sequence of word. I mean, the same word should be present in the other word. That is, let's say like okay, let's consider my name. Okay, Ram. Okay, we have this Ram, right? And then consider another name called Raman. Okay, Raman. So Ram is present in Raman, right? So Ram is a substring of Raman. Okay, but Raman is not a substring of Ram. Okay, so these were the substring means. So based on this, you should be printing whether it is magical or non-magical. Okay.
Sir, are you sharing in screen?
Can I share my codes?
Sir, are you sharing in screen here?
No,
Because
I'm not sharing the screen. I'm just explaining it orally.
Sir, I did the coding. Can I share, sir?
You completed, Sanjeev?
Yeah, yes, sir. But it is running 4 tests passing, not 5.
Yeah, we will look at it once everyone is done with
Okay,
the
sir.
solving. Okay. Okay, so Mayank, you want to show your code of PP5. Is that resolved or do you still want to share?
Hello.
Yeah, Mayank.
Sir, actually, it's question number 6, not 5. And it's passing 4 out of 5 tests. So can I share?
Yeah, please share. No, just go to the question statement. I need to look at what PPS is. So if the input string is a word length, then continue with it. If the input is of even length, then make the string of odd length by following two steps. Okay. Form a string of odd length word. Select a substring made of 3 consecutive characters from word, such that there are equal number of characters on the and right of this. Okay, fine. Yeah, look at you. Problem 4. Length of a person is 2 equals 0. K of minus 1 equals to okay. A equals length of word by 2. Substring equals to okay. So all of it is fine, but for a of minus 1 equals to dot, right? I mean that if the last word is a dot, then for that case you are not printing anything, right? You should be printing for that also, no? That k equals length of word by 2, that line number 8 to 10, whatever you are having, that should be there for the a of minus 1 equals to dot case also, right?
Okay.
Are you getting what I'm saying? Mine?
Yeah, sir.
So that line number 8 to 10, whatever you have, that should be copied for the first if case also. Okay, after line number 5, it should be.
So, sir,
Yeah.
There is some repetition of over here. This line number 8 and 9 is related to first if block.
There are like 2 things which you can do here. Okay, one is line number 8 to 10. You can make that come out of the else loop. Okay, or else if you want it to be there in the else loop, you just need to copy that and have it in the first if block also. I mean the second if block.
Second
Because
if block. Okay.
because if the
But sir, repetition, I think repetition is not a good thing. So I
no,
tried
it's
to.
not, yeah. If you do not want to repeat it, then let that 8 to 10 now. Let that
Mhm.
come out of the
Else loop.
else loop. Yeah.
Okay.
No, yeah. No. Why
Is
did
it-
you delete it? So you can just do the backspace if that is okay. Or else there is
Yeah,
control.
I think it's good, sir. It's good, sir.
Yeah. Now you try to run the code.
Okay. Thanks, sir. Okay, thanks, sir.
Okay. Okay. So this to my link, you should be knowing that for one test case, I mean, for one if block, right? I mean, for a certain condition, you are not printing anything.
Okay.
That is why you're not able to pass a test case. So that you should be identifying after some practice, right? You should be
Sir, actually, I'm facing problem in ending a block. If to identify block if or as where it's and or not. So can you explain a little bit?
can you repeat?
Sir, actually, I'm facing problem to conclude where a block is ending or not. Like if block start, then at a particular point where it's going to end.
See, for your case, okay, I'll explain it. I'll explain it in a bit, okay?
Sir, I think I'm confused with little bit about the block indentation over where it start and where it's end.
I'll explain.
Okay, sir. Thanks, sir.
So, like I'll explain after discussing this PPA 7. Okay.
No problem, sir.
So, okay, PPA 7 has everyone completed it? Do you want more time or what is it? Only one person has completed?
So
That-
more time. So more time.
Even I have completed, sir.
Can I repeat?
Need
I've
some-
completed.
So, do you still want some more time or?
Yes, sir, some more time. 2 minutes more.
Okay, fine.
Sir, is there any exam in 15th? In 15th May, that means tomorrow.
Tomorrow, exam.
SCT, some SCT, the mail comes from IITM that SCT, I already did the process and I don't know my image is okay for the exam or not. How will I know? Again, there is a mail comes from IITM that you again do the SCT doctored exam on 15th.
I guess it is mathematics 2 exam on 15th.
Like they
Mathematics.
extended the
Mock
date
test,
actually.
mock
Yes.
test.
Yeah, that is just a mock test for this system compatibility test. That is for OPP exams which you have, right? That is just checking for the configuration, whether everything is fine with your place.
No. I am telling about the taking the image and put it, upload the file in front of. There is a 2 device you need. One laptop, open Gmeet laptop and open Gmeet in mobile.
Right. I got what you're saying. That is system compatibility test, which is like checking for the environment of your area. Okay. Which is useful for OPP because online proctored exam will be conducted like that. Okay. So it is better. It is always better for you to complete that. Complete the system compatibility test so that you know what all to expect during the OPP exam. Okay. So please attend that.
So the ones who have given earlier, can we get any kind of a confirmation that we have successfully passed, or do we need to reappear before 15th?
Yes, this is my question. That
Google form will show that you have
Actually,
already
sir,
filled
we
up.
already did.
I
and
already did the
form is
process. I
showing
already filled up the
your
Google
task
form.
is done.
So then it is okay. It is done. If there would be any objection, you will be informed that your configuration is
See,
incomplete.
again, mail
Kindly complete
comes
it.
from IITM that you need to again sit on 15th.
So click on the Google form. If it says that you have already submitted the form, then it is done for you.
I'm not able to log in into
How will I
Sphere.
know that my image is okay for IITM?
If it is not okay, IITM will connect with you. We will mail you
If you have
personally.
followed all the process, right, then there's nothing to worry about. If you haven't done the SCT process before, it's better for you to do it now. Okay. And then even if
Sir,
you
I'm
have
not
done
able to log in. I'm not able to log in into Sphere.
yeah, these queries and all will not be answered here. It should be, I mean, the system related things, and then if you're not able to install a particular thing, you should be going to the support@online degree.
Yes, sir.
.idem.ac.in. Okay, or else you could post it in Discourse and then tag the support team. They will be answering you. Okay, or else one of the fellow students will be answering. So this live session, let it be completely related to Python. By Python, I mean like by problem solving the concepts related to Python. Okay.
So there's a small request which I would like to make. Last few sessions, like there are few of us, we had been discussing that uh, during the Python sessions, as it is a technical subject, and for the people who are beginners, it is difficult to understand if so many people ask the query at the same time. And most of the times it happens that screen sharing is done, the query is not even solved, somebody else jumps the screen, the question is not solved, there's some other person speaks in between. So can you please requesting the Python team to follow some kind of a discipline, so that the one query is addressed, then only the other person asks, and no screen sharing is in between, so that at least we also, who are learners for the first time, we don't get really puzzled by what's happening. This is a sincere request, because there are last few sessions there had been so much of chaos in the session, we are not able to understand anything.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll take that into account. So by last few sessions, you mean the last session that happened on Thursday and then the previous Monday session? Are you talking about just one live session or like even the previous?
No. It is a general thing, because when Python has started, it has been a technical subject for few of the people. It has not been really very like, sometimes the thing comes in which I don't recollect exactly which session, but then just a request, if there are queries, please follow a discipline that whoever raises the hand, they get the query solved, because everybody asks everything anytime. So we are not able to understand anything who are beginners. For them who knows everything, that's fine.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So generally that's what I do. Yeah. Once the problem is done, then only we move on to the next one. Okay. I will follow that. We'll follow some discipline. And I'll
That
get
is that is the discipline that is followed.
Okay. Yeah. So
Thank you very much.
If somebody is having the same problem in the same question, he asks in between.
Oh, sir, I have a question. Shall I ask now?
one person at a time. So Rahman, yours is a general one, right? So you can just move forward to the other one. Yeah, Ramakant, what's it all?
Sir, the question number 6, which you explained now, I could not catch. Can you please repeat the line, please, for a minute?
PPA 6?
Yes, sir.
So have you tried solving it?
Yes, sir, I did it, but actually I'm getting in between confused.
You're not able to complete everything?
No, sir.
So can you share a code?
Yes, sir.
Or else you can paste it in the chat box. I'll explain.
Sir, I said this.
See, the thing is that k equals line number 7 to 9, right? You completely come out of the if block. You should not be coming out of the if block. That should be there.
अबे नहीं सही में आईफोन कैरेक्टर ईमेल 21 ए चलो घर चलो तुम मजाक
Others please mute yourself. Okay. Otherwise you'll be thrown out of this live session. I'm warning you guys. If you make some noise, if that repeats, I'll throw you out of the live session. Okay. Especially if there is noise, please mute yourself. Okay. Ramakant, what you're doing is line number 7 to 9. If you see, you're having it outside the if block itself. So what's going to happen is, let's say like, okay, so it should be within the if block. Okay, it should be within the if block. The line number 7 to 9, it should be within the if block. By if block, I mean the first one. Yeah, it should be like that. Similarly, make it as for line number 8 and 9. Okay, yeah. Now you can run it. It will work fine. Okay.
So one thing like, is it when I'm repeating if and else, so two if and two else I can write here, right? It's not wrong, right?
What? Can you repeat?
So twice I have written now this if and else to if and else. So it is correct or it is wrong?
Twice you are written if and else. I did not get you.
He's asking about the nesting, I think.
Yeah, see, you wrote that twice if and else. That is totally okay. There's no problem with that. You can write how many ever ifs you want, like the nested loops and all, right? That can continue to too many inner loops. That is totally okay. But then you should be knowing when you're printing, and then you should be knowing if you're missing, if you're printing something twice, okay, or like if you're not printing in some cases, that you should be knowing. Okay, is that clear?
Yes,
Is that
sir.
clear, Ramakant?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, you can stop sharing now. Thanks. Okay, so all of you have solved this PPA7, right? So shall we discuss the PPA7 solution?
Can I show
Yes,
my
sir.
screen, sir?
Yes, sir.
I'm not able to get the right answer.
Can I show?
Yeah, Bhaskar, before we go, right, let the person who has solved all the test cases, let him share the solution. By looking at it, you can get the idea of like what has gone wrong with it. Okay.
Thank you.
And if you're still not able to identify the error, I'll help you. Okay.
Sir. Great, sir.
Others, please mute yourself. Okay. I'll
Sure.
point out. I will ask one of you guys to share a code. Okay. When you raised your hand, I hope that all of you have completed. I mean, all of you are successfully able to pass all the test cases. So, Alex, Joseph, do you want to share a code?
Yes, I don't mind.
Yeah. Please share a code. And one other thing is, who are like majorly talkative, right? Please allow others also to ask the doubts. Okay, to pose the questions. Let us also be active. Yeah. Alex. Alex, while you are sharing, please explain what you have done also. Okay. Yeah, we are able to share.
Okay, so so I just for the first part I input 5 variables and I introduced a variable.
Not able, please increase your size, please.
I'm sorry. Okay, this. So what I did was I input 5 variables. Then I introduced another variable called count. So after that, I used an if condition to see if the first variable is in the second variable, and if it was in the second variable, I incremented count, and I did the same things for W2. That is, checked if W2 is in W3, and if it is, incremented it. Also, W3 is in W4, incremented it, and if W4 is in W5, and if that was the case, I incremented the variable count. So if any of this was not true, if any of these conditions were not true, the count will not be 4. So if the count was 4, I printed it was magical, and else I printed it as non-magical.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. So that's exactly what we asked for. Others, do you have any doubts in Alex code?
Sorry to I'm very sorry, but he's using fur. In week 2, fur is not there.
Yeah, I did not use for that. That part is
Did not use
actually
for, right? So no,
yeah.
the other part is commented. So he's
Okay,
not using
fine.
it.
Okay, sorry. Thank you.
I passed only 4 out of 5. Can I share my screen?
Others have any doubts in Alex code? Do you have any doubts?
Sir, hello.
Yeah.
So this is Pratibha. Sir, I just wanted to know this word in, like he has used if W in W2. This word in can be used to compare only strings or integers or of any data type.
No, you cannot be comparing integers. That is there for sure.
No. I mean, like now he is looking for a particular sequence of letters in another word. Now,
Yeah.
can I look for a particular sequence of numbers in the next
Integer
in the
no.
other input?
After you convert it into a string, it's possible, I think.
Yeah, after you convert that to a string, that is possible. And if you're going to do that, then you should be converting both the numbers into a strings, and after that only you can compare. So basically, the question is, the answer is you cannot compare the integers. You cannot use that in for integers.
Okay, this in can be used only for strings.
Yeah, right now, as far as what you have known, it can be used only for in, but then it can be used for other things also, which you'll be learning in the next weeks. Okay.
Okay. Thank
Sir,
you, sir.
I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, all this if can be combined into one particular condition.
Yeah, that can be.
Yeah,
That totally can be done.
Yeah, you can actually use flag.
The thing is, let me repeat this. Okay.
This is there in and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you can say print magical, else print non-magical.
Right. So let me repeat this. So there are like totally different ways to solve a problem. Okay. What Alex has shown is one way. If you have done it in another way, and then if you are able to pass all the test cases, it is totally fine. If you have done it in another way, and then if you are not able to pass test cases, share your code. I will explain like what has gone wrong in it, what could be made correct. Okay.
I use the
So
slide.
all I'm asking is this code, whatever Alex has shared, that is okay, right? I mean, you understood the process of what is done now. Okay.
Yes.
Has this W1 in W2 been discussed in our week 2?
I think so. It was used in.
Yeah, that should have.
A string containing another string.
Yeah, that is just like checking whether that particular sequence of characters is there in the another string or not. Yeah. W1
is it covered in any video?
Yes, it has been.
It is covered in one video. So Darshan sir
Excuse me,
has
sir. Second one.
spoken about.
Yes, sir. It's covered.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
In
Sir.
second week,
Yes,
which
that is
video?
for-
Could someone put it on the chat, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
Others can like put it on chat box. Okay. We'll just move on for now. Okay. Yeah, Alex, you can stop sharing now. Thanks.
Okay, sir.
Sir, can I share? I passed only 4. I used the string method.
Okay. Yeah, Sanjay, you can share it. You can share the code.
No. Okay, so this one. So I have to press this one.
Sanjeev, you got the idea wrong. Sanjeev.
So we could use the in the in thing, no?
The thing
String
is, what you're comparing is you're comparing the first word with the with all the characters except the the
A with B, first with B. Suppose A, then second was B was AB, then C was ABC, D was ABCD, like this. So I'm comparing full A with B, first character of B, then
Yeah,
B,
but
complete B with C.
Okay, Sanjay, I got what you're doing, but then what I was saying is A can be having more than one character, right? And that too the whatever A was there, that need not be there in the starting position itself. That could be there at any place. So you cannot be using equal to. Okay. So you can only use A in B. That only can be used.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Sir,
yes, Sanjay.
in that if condition, we can do for see whether A is in B and then B is in C and C in D.
Yeah. That's what I told Sanjay. No, so you need to remove that and then remove that slicing and all. Okay, just have it like A and B, B and C, A and B and B and C and C and D. That you can have. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I will do that.
Yes, Sanjay. You can stop sharing now.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a problem, sir. I am passing 4 out of 5 test cases. Can I share my screen?
You can share a screen. I'll explain it.
Okay.
Subhid, are you sharing?
Yes, sir. I'm doing so. So this is my code. You can see.
Others move on to PP8. If you're done with PP7, move on to PP8. So we have that STR1 to STR5, STR4 in STR5, STR3 in STR4. Okay. See, one mistake you're doing is, Subhid.
Yes, sir.
For every if, there should be else statement, right?
But sir, if I didn't put it because yes.
Okay,
Sir.
let me explain a case. So what you're saying is, if STR4 in STR5, right? If STR3 in STR4, if STR2 in STR3, that is fine for your code works fine if a word is magical. But then let me tell you a case of a word is not magical and STR4 is not there in STR5. If STR4 is not there in STR5, your code won't print anything because there is no if statement for the if statement in line number 7.
Oh, so this will execute only if the means if STR4 is in STR5.
Yeah.
The magical thing will work, but other than that, it won't work. You're saying.
Print magical, it works completely fine, but then
yes,
that the print non-magical, it works only for a specific case.
So how can I correct it? Means
you should be having an else statement for everything. That is like one way. Okay. The other way is just do that and thing. And or just that count it, and then like you can do it.
Okay, means I have to rewrite the code. Means something if I want to correct this code, then without editing the full part.
Okay. Let me just explain this way. Okay. For the line number 10, right? For line number 10, you have if now. Line number 10, you have if, right? For that, you need to be adding else statement. And on line number 10, if for that also you should be adding else statement. And line number 8, if you already wrote else statement. But for line number 7, if you should be adding an else statement.
So a little slow because I didn't get it. Line number 8 I wrote.
So let me just put it this way. For every if, there should be an else statement, and then in the else statement, it should be printing non-magical. Then your code will work.
Okay.
For every if.
Okay,
so basically, right now you have like 4 ifs, right? For 4 ifs, you have only one else. There should be 4 else statements.
Okay.
For each if, corresponding to each if, there should be an else statement. Okay.
Oh, got it, sir.
Yeah. You can stop sharing now.
Yes.
Sir, in the previous code that I think someone else had shown, was there an else for every if?
No, there was no. They have used and actually. See, basically, we need not use that. We need not. I mean, the code which Subhida shared, right? We need not use it because only for one condition. Only for one condition we are checking for whether it is magical or not. Remaining all the conditions will go for non-magical, right?
Yes.
So what we could do is we could just simplify that. We could just simplify that to what Sanjeev has written. Okay, if A and B, B and C, C and D, and D and E, then only we will print magical, and remaining all cases we will print non-magical, right? So you can just write else, print non-magical. That we could do.
We write if say A in B and B in C and print magical, else print non-magical because one of the conditions would not have been met.
Yeah. So if any of the condition fail, then we need to print non-magical, right? So basically we need to write only one if else statements. But in that one if statement, there are like different conditions. All that should be satisfied. Okay.
Sir, can you explain a little bit about count here? How count work in this question?
that count, right?
Yeah. So,
Alex, whatever Alex has shared, what he was
yeah.
trying to do is, if A and B, we have basically A and B should be satisfied, B and C should be satisfied, C and D should be satisfied, and D and E should be satisfied. Right? So basically 4 conditions should be satisfied.
Okay.
So if any of those conditions are satisfied, he's increasing the count by 1.
Okay.
So basically, if the count is 4, then all the conditions are satisfied. So he'll print magical. If count is not 4, then he'll print non-magical.
Okay. So to check all the condition in a one, he used count equal to 0.
Yeah. See, it's just the same way. It's just the same thing which he has done in different way. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Sir, can I ask one question?
Yeah. If it is a good question, yeah.
Sir, actually, the problem written in PPA 7, I cannot understand clearly what is the problem. Can you please explain with example?
I have already explained this problem statement twice.
Actually, I have joined late.
Okay, so you do you know what a substring is?
Yes.
You know what a substring is, right? So basically what they were saying is ith word should be a substring of I plus nth word. So basically first word should be a substring of second word should be a substring of third word should be a substring of fourth word, and fourth word should be a substring of fifth word. If all these conditions are satisfied, then you should be printing magical, otherwise you should be printing non-magical. Okay.
What is the meaning of in keyword? Someone used in their example in.
Yeah, you should be looking at the lectures. So it was already discussed in the lecture. So if a particular word, I mean, if the string is already present in the other string, right, then it will return true. If you have like let's say like your name is Shampa, right? Let's say like is Shampa in Shampa Kundu. Shampa word is there in Shampa Kundu, right? So it will return true. Okay. So that's how that in works. Let's say like
irrespective of the position, if substring is present on the master string, then it is true.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's say like another name could be something like Ramdev Anand, something. Okay. Ramdev Anand, is there present in Ramdev Anand? Yes, it is there. So it will return true. And if you ask like Ashok is present in Ashok in Ramdev Anand, then it will return false because Ashok is not there. Okay. Okay. So
sir, could you explain that in operator? Sir, in operator, it will send us a
right now.
reply, no?
I have explained it right now, Bhavan. So that in operator, it will return true if that word is present in the another word. Okay, if that particular sequence of characters is there in another word, then it will return true. If it is not there, then it will return false. More of it, you could just try it out for yourself. Or look at the lectures. You guys will learn. Okay, there's no point in me answering the same thing again and again, right?
Guys, please don't test their patience here. They are also humans. Don't test their patience levels. Just now he explained thrice.
Okay. So the thing is, look at the lectures. Even if you haven't looked at the lectures, it's fine. But then I can't keep on saying the same thing again and again, right? We need to move forward. We have other problems to look at. Okay.
Sir, please move to next question, please.
Okay, yeah. So any other questions apart from what was discussed in PPA 7? If you have, you could still discuss it. I don't mind. But then let's not discuss the same thing again and again. If you haven't understood that thing, that is okay. Then I will answer. Like, okay, is this clear what I was trying to say? All I was saying is, if you haven't understood in, based on my explanation, you could ask me again. Okay.
Yes, sir, we got it, sir.
But then I can't repeat the same expression. If you haven't understood my expression, then I'll try to explain it in a different way. Okay. So I hope PPA 7 is all right. PPA 7 is okay, right? I want confirmation, guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
we all right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please move on.
Yes, sir. Move on.
Yeah. So we'll move on to PPA 8 now. So accept two positions as start and end. Print as bishop at start can move to end in exactly one move. Okay, so this one, right? You guys know what a bishop is?
Yes, sir, but actually I'm not able to
Sir.
understand the questions exactly.
sir.
What does it mean?
Okay, so let us look at test cases. You know this, do you guys know this? The nomenclature of the chessboard. A1, the coins can be present at A1 to H8, right? Correct? A1, like it could be A1, A2, and so on A8. And similarly C1 to C8, and similarly H1 to H8, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what they were trying to say is, I will give you a start position. Let's say the start position is C3. C3 is somewhere around here, right? C3 is here, okay? And then I will give you E5. C3 is here, E5 is here. Can bishop move from C3 to E5? It can move, right?
It can.
Yes, sir.
It can move from here to here, no? It moves.
Yes, sir.
It moves diagonally, right?
Yes, it moves diagonally.
The bishop moves diagonally, so it can move, right?
Okay, okay, I got it, sir.
So the question they're asking is, I'll give a start position, I'll give you end position. Within a single move, it should move. Within a single move, you should remember this word, single move. Within a single move, if it moves from start to end, then you should print. Yes. Otherwise, you should print no. Okay. Is this clear?
Thank you, sir. I got it.
Okay. So the clue here is, since you are moving diagonally, how many ever positions I move for? From C to E, what's the difference? The difference is 2, right? From 3 to 5, the difference is 2, right? If both the differences are true, then it will go to that position. Then it can go to that position. Otherwise, it cannot go to that position, right? Okay. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I gave you the hint also. Okay, you can try solving this. Okay. Clear? The problem is clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir, the input would be an alphanumeric, I suppose.
Yeah, the input is alphanumeric. Is C3, E5.
In
B2,
capital. Okay.
Yeah, in capital. So basically, you could just assume it to be like the first character will be alphabet from A to H.
Yeah.
The second character will be a number from 1 to 7.
Okay.
Sorry, 1 to 8. Okay.
Ram sir, actually, are we able to get the last terms sessions on the same line, sir? I mean to say from week 1 to 12 kind of thing, what you have discussed kind.
Last terms live sessions links.
Yes, sir.
The YouTube links, you mean?
Correct, sir. Correct.
Oh, that I need to check. That could be available.
Yeah,
In
if it is
Google
available.
Calendar. Google Calendar.
Oh, great. Okay, that should be available to each and everybody, sir, because we can refer those ones also.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Ram, I have one small doubt.
Yeah.
If this type of similar question comes in the quiz, unfortunately, it may be the least chance. If someone is not aware what is bishop in the chessboard, then what to do?
Okay. So generally what we do is, since this is a PPA problem, we did not explain it completely. But then if it has been the graded problem or something else, we will be explaining what each and every thing does. Okay. Since this is PPA, it is not graded.
Because now, why I asked, when I learned chess during my school days, I learned it as horse, elephant, and camel, like that we learned. Okay.
Yeah.
Now the nomenclature, while I'm teaching to my kid, I learned this bishop, knight, and rook, these words. So that's what I asked.
Sir, I have a doubt.
I understand. Even this A1, A2, A3, A4, even that is like kind of like new to me. But then one way you could see that is the bishop and all you should be knowing. But this A1, A2, E3, E5, that you could easily catch up based on this diagram, right?
Yes, that is fine, no issues.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yes.
Sir, you just now explained the logic, right? Like the difference is 2, but I'm not able to correctly decipher it. Suppose if it is from B1, for example,
Okay.
for B1, if it needs to go, it can go to C2 or D3
Yeah.
or E4 and such other stuff. Like it can go till
B1 can go to C2, D3,
yeah.
E4. Yeah, yeah.
So the difference is not always 2, right?
No, I was not saying difference is always 2. I am saying difference is always same.
Okay.
The magnitude of difference is always
Okay.
same. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right. That too. Let me explain it this way. We have this. Let's say I have it E1. Okay, E1. I can move this way also. I can move from E1 to D2, C3, and so on. A5 I can move, and then I can move to the right side also. That is from D1 to I could move to F2, C3, H4 and all. If you see how many ever positions I'm moving vertically, that many ever positions I'll move horizontally.
Right. The difference of E and F is equal to the difference of 1 and 2 or 2 and 1.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
That's the absolute difference. Okay, the absolute difference.
Yeah, I do understand. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So try solving this. I know you guys understood the problem. Once you understood the problem, the next thing is converting that understanding.
I understood, sir.
into code.
I didn't understand the question at all.
Okay. So this part, I mean, that is okay. If you did not understand the problem, then we should explain it better. Okay, that is one way. If we hadn't explained, and then once you understood the problem, able to convert that into code. Okay, if you're able to do that, then you are a good programmer. Okay.
Sir, I got the right answer. Sir.
Okay, great.
Sir, I run the problem.
Okay, great. So two of you have shared, right? So I
Can
hope
I
two of you have
share
got
my
it.
screen?
No, let others complete. Let others complete, and after that you can share the screen. Okay. Others, take your time. Okay, it's not a running race. Even if you complete later also, you still win the race. Okay. But then within the stipulated time. Okay. Not too long. You cannot take days to run the race. Yeah.
Sir, in this, if let's say the start position is C1 and the end position is E3, so there is a pawn between C1 and E3. So should the code also include that instruction?
Assume that there are no other
Okay. Okay.
There are no other things. Okay.
I also struck with the same point, actually, thinking the same.
Yeah. Okay. One thing I will say is, don't assume that we'll use complicated things and all. Okay. This is intro to Python course. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay.
That is like next level thing. If you think of it that way, then bishop cannot move at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I was stuck at actually.
And that too, the bishop initial positions will be fixed. Either the input should be c1 or f1 or this f8 or c8, right? But then they gave the c3 and all, b2 and all. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank
So,
you.
Even when you're going for this OPP and the other exams, right? In Python, don't make the questions as complicated. Okay. More complicated than it is. Okay. Don't assume it like that. It will be solvable. Okay. It won't be like unsolvable problems.
But how to think like this with the same doubt? I'm thinking since 5 minutes. How to assume like this?
Can you repeat?
Just now you told, na, assume there is no pawn in front of camel and you think like that. Sorry, in front of bishop. So, but how to think like that? I'm also thinking the same thing. Everything is there in front of that. Soldiers are there. How this bishop will go? That's what I'm also thinking.
Yeah, all that is I mean, that's like totally understandable. That's how we think. That's how I think too. But then, if that is the case, then it is like unsolvable, right?
Yes, true.
So
can I explain that to her?
And the problems which we give, it won't be unsolvable. Okay, it'll just take like few steps, few understandings, few process. Okay, nothing more complicated than that. Okay.
The board consisted only of the bishop, then I think it would be much more, this problem wouldn't have been.
Then I feel question should be clear, Ram. I think question.
Yeah, I totally agree. Even what the bishop moves, how the bishop moves, that should have been explained. True. But then since this is PPA problem,
okay,
we didn't get too much into like explaining this problem because that will make it too lengthy.
Okay.
The explanation will be too lengthy. Okay.
Okay, fine.
Like,
sir, can you explain the question again, please, for a minute?
Yeah. So we have bishop, right? Let's assume that there are no items here in the chessboard. Okay. There is only bishop here. Okay. For the bishop, there'll be the start position will be given and the end position will be given. If it can move from start to end, then it should print yes. If it cannot move from start to end in single move, then it should print no in a single move. Okay. If it cannot move from start to end in a single move, then it should print no. Okay. Is this clear?
Okay. Yes, sir. So then move, we will be increment by giving a position like 1 + 1 like that, or how that move you told na? How do we interpret that in the logic of Python? Like.
Yeah. Okay. So you know that bishop moves diagonally, right?
Yes.
Bishop moves diagonally, right? So given the position of c1, okay, you know that from c1 I could move to b2 or like a3, or you could move to d2, e3, f4, g5, h6 and all, right?
Yes.
These are all the positions it can move. Remaining all the positions it cannot move, right? So based on the input and based on the start and end, we should be calculating whether it can move from the starting place to the end place or not within a single move.
So then starting position, shall we give as a code? Let us say if it is at C1.
It will be given like this. The start position will be given as like C3, B2 and all.
And for the target position, shall we give as D2 or E3 or F5 like that, right?
The start position and end position will already be given to you. The only thing you need to look at is you need to see whether it can move from start to end place or not. Okay.
Okay, so that movement, how do we translate in the logic? Like, okay, as an input, I can give,
You
okay,
should see, first thing is
C1.
you should be knowing the logic, right? Do you know the logic?
So we
that
can
should I-
find the difference between the index numbers. Like for
Yeah,
example, C3 and E5. So if we subtract 5 with 3, so we get 2 here. So then we can calculate that C and E, difference between C and E is 2 places. So if these two are same, so we can say that it is possible that the bishop can go.
exactly.
Sir, do we have to consider the position of F bishop also?
Which bishop?
F.
Assume that there are no other points, and then there is only one coin here.
Okay,
There is no
There
other
are
point.
4 bishops here total in this board, which
Yeah,
these
assume,
4 to be
assume that
considered.
assume that there is only one bishop. Okay,
Okay,
one
okay,
bishop.
okay.
Can I
with
share
no
my
other
code? I have
coins.
completed.
All the 4?
Hello, sir.
Okay, have you done it?
Yes, sir. I have completed. Can I share my code?
Yeah. Wait. Let's wait for this. Okay.
Can you please confirm, Ram? Do I need to consider all the 4 bishops?
Forget about 4 bishops, 5 bishops, and all. I mean, order bishops. Just assume that there is only one bishop.
Okay.
That bishop's position is given to you. Okay.
Fine. Okay.
That bishop's position is given to you, and then there is an end position that was given. You need to just look at whether that moves from
Fine.
start.
Okay.
It can move from start to end or not. Okay.
I think we look for all start and end position of bishops now.
Yeah, based on the start position, all you need to do is you just need to check whether it can move to end or not. You need not consider all positions. That is, you need not compute all positions. Okay.
Sir, if we see the input, sir, it is given C3.
Okay.
So it means they are talking about the white bishop, sir. It is going from C3 to E5.
That does not actually matter, right? Because they are just asking if the movement of bishop from C3 to E5 is legal. That is, if bishop can move that way. That's all that you need to do.
Yeah. There's no black bishop, white bishop. We don't discriminate here. Everyone is same. Okay. There is only bishop here. Okay. Let's think of it that way.
Sir, I done it, but only 2 private cases are passed.
Okay.
So can I share my code? I have.
We will look into it. We will look into it. Let others solve the problem, and we will look into it. Okay.
Sir, I have.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah. So, how many of you have solved it? If you have solved it, please raise your hand.
Sir, I have raised my hand.
Okay. Okay. So 3 people. At least like 2 other people solve, and after that we look at the solution. Right now the time is 7:02. I'll give 3 more minutes because we need to solve 2 other problems too.
Hello.
So have we done? Okay, so some people have solved it, right? So we look at the solution.
Sir, 2 more minutes, sir.
Okay, fine.
Shall I share for this, sir?
Yeah, after 2 minutes, I will ask you guys to share. Okay.
Okay. Sir.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, yes. Yes.
So can you elaborate this question?
You want me to elaborate the question?
Yeah, yeah. Sir.
Okay. The problem is.
No, sir. I'm talking about the solution, the code one.
Okay. That we'll discuss.
Yeah.
So, shall we discuss solution?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So.
Yes, sir. Shall I share?
Okay. Who's this?
Prabhat.
Prabhavati, right? Yeah. Okay. Prabhavati. So
Sir,
you
I
can
don't know
share.
exactly if it is correct, but let me share it.
Yeah. Please share. You can share a code, Prabhavati.
Sir, yes, sir, I'm sharing. Sir, is it visible, sir? Sir, are you?
Yeah.
Sir, actually, I used this start of 0 and end of 0 as if it is A, the int value will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and 8. And end value also I assigned the same thing.
Okay.
And then I cleared it off because the negative value should be discarded now, right?
Yeah.
So I subtract expired, and if it is equal, then I print S, else I print no.
So you squared it to avoid for the negative values, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. And yeah, I understood. So others, do you have any doubts about this solution?
Sir, can you please go through the codes once, please?
Yeah. So can you scroll the code about it? Yeah, this is the code. Yeah, is this clear?
No, sir. Can you please explain this one? I did not understand.
Okay, so Prabhat, can you stop hearing? I'll explain this code.
From 21, sir.
Yeah, Prabhat, you can stop sharing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll explain this code too. Meanwhile, others, they are like any other different solution.
Sir, I can show.
Yes, sir. Can I share, sir?
Sir, even I can share. I have a little lines of
Yeah, one person. So Anamika said she wants to share first. So Anamika, you can share.
Okay, sir.
But try to speak. Try to amplify your voice, please. It's very low. Yeah, Anamika, are you sharing?
Yes, sir. I'm sharing.
Yeah. Show me your code. Yeah, we are able to see your screen, Anamika. Just show your code, please.
Please maximize.
Please zoom it by clicking the right sign.
There are two arrows on the right.
Yeah, the expand sign.
Yeah. Thanks.
With zoom it up.
Sir, can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Sir, how can I find the character difference? Like A and D, if I want to find the difference between A and D.
So yeah, like what Anamika has done, right? So you can take the index. You can take the index of it. That index gives the position, right? So based on the difference in the positions of start and end, you will know the difference, right?
No. I am telling about the difference. That means there is a row difference between A and D is 2. If there is a row difference between A and B is 1, then how
Sir,
can I find the difference?
sir, can
Yeah,
I
Like
share my code?
Yeah, the row difference will be given by this indexes. So the start of 0 and end of 0, they represent the alphabets, right? The start of 0 and end of 0, they represent the alphabets, right? So basically, the difference between the x and y, it gives the row difference.
Sir, can I share my code?
Yeah, we can share. Okay. So, but then, and then the A and B, right? She has done this int of start of 1, end of 1. That is basically the numbers. The numbers, which is nothing but the columns one. Columns. Okay, yeah. Actually, that is the rows, and x and y is the columns opposite. Okay, sorry. Okay, so the difference between x and y, it should be same as the difference between A and B, right? So she assumed this d greater than 0, e less than 0, d less than 0, e greater than 0. She took all the different cases, and then she just identified that whether the difference is same or not. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So one other way is, Ananka, you could just calculate the mod of d and mod of e. You could just compare both. So in that way, you need not have this different if and elif statements. Okay.
Yeah, sir. I thought like that way also, but I think
Okay.
yeah, we can do it like that.
Now, how do we calculate mod?
You just have this built-in
Sir, I have
function
used
called
this
MOD,
absolute
MOD
for
or ABS, I guess. I don't exactly
ABS,
remember.
sir. I
Yeah,
just
ABS.
Googled it and used it.
Sir,
Yeah.
Sir, can I
ABS.
share my code, sir?
Anamika, you can stop sharing. Others, you can share if you have a different solution, or if you're not able to, if you're not able to pass all these cases. So this was Sridhar, right?
Yes, sir.
So extort index of start of x. Okay. Yeah, this was much better. Like, this was similar to what Prabhavati has done, but then she did not include this index one. That's why it went very long for her. The code went very long for her.
Yes.
Yeah,
sir, I should have used.
Sir, I know ABS too, but till this week we haven't learned about ABS, so I haven't used it.
Okay. So those kinds of small functions, I mean, we won't be discussing those. Okay. So if you know it, you can use it. If you do not know it, you can just use it otherwise also. It's totally okay.
Could you please explain this code?
Yeah. So Sridhar, do you want to explain this code?
Yes, sir. Sir, you told. No, sir, you explain it. I will not be able to explain it, sir. Yes, sir, I will try. Sir, what I did, I took start and end. Then after I took a string. In this, there are alphabet from A to H. So I took all that, and then I take the first letter of the start, and then I find the index in the X for start and end, and that is the integer. I find the difference, and difference could be negative also, so I squared it up, and this should be equal to start of 1 gives me the integer part of the string. Suppose I am getting A1, then the integer part is 1, but it is a string, so I changed it into integer for both start and end, and again it could be negative, so I squared it up. So for both the difference is same, so the square should also be same. In this way, if both are equal, then I printed yes. And if both are not equal, then I printed no. So are you able to understand my explanation? If not, then
Others, is it
Yes.
clear?
Understood, sir.
No, sir. Actually, now when the question says I will put my input, start and end. Let us say I am putting, let us say, any letter, right? A or B. Should I put A only letter alphabets, or should I put alphanumeric?
In the
A1,
start,
B1.
in the start, you should be looking at the input format, right? The start contains two characters. The first character is an alphabet, second character is a number. So A, like the start will be something like A1 to H8. It could be any value in between. It could be C1, C2, C3, H1, H2, H3, and so on H8. It could be any of that. Similarly, N could be any of those. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you show the screen? Can you show the code, please?
Yes, Sridhar.
Why the indexing is used here? I am also not able
yes,
to
yes,
understand.
sir, yes, sir. 1 second, sir.
Okay, I will see the indexing is used because he wants to find the difference in the. He wants to find the difference in
the code, please.
Alphabets.
Sir, actually,
cipher code.
So here,
Which question was that? 8 number.
One person had done this.
Yeah.
Hey, it's not Google.
1 second. I'm checking this in Google Colab. So let me copy this from it.
Others, if you're done with PP8 and if you do not have any doubts,
Sir, here let us continue. Sir, now the start input will take the, let us say H1, a B1 or C1 like that alphanumeric. Like it will consider as a string because I am not converting into integer or something like that, right?
Yeah, you cannot
because
convert.
Yeah. So now I put my input, let us say B1 or B3. Let us say I'm putting B3, and in input also I will put C5. Right?
Okay.
And now what exactly the X represent here? Is it connected to my input or it is something different? I'm assigning a variable to something. But how I do not how it is being connected to this thing, because it is asking me to give some input, right?
Yeah. I'll explain that part. Makam, slow down. Okay.
And
he has used X only for one reason. The reason is he wants to find the difference between this. The input is alphanumeric, right? The start is alphanumeric, right? End is also alphanumeric, right? He needs to find the difference between the indices of alphabets, no? So the difference between A and B is 1, right? Difference between A and D is 3, right? He wants to find the difference. So to find the difference, he took the string as X equals to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Now the difference between indices of A and D is 3, which is what we want. The difference between indices of A and B is 1. Okay. So basically the start first alphabet, the start alphabet and end alphabet, he's trying to find the difference between indices. And if that is equal to the number difference, that is start of 1 and end of 1, then that basically means that the bishop can move, right? That is the idea.
Start of 1 means what? Start of 1 means it will take C1, no?
Start of 1 means 1. It's not C1. Start means C1. Start of 1 means 1. Start of 0 means C. Start is a string, right? Start of 0 is the first character of the string.
So how start of 0 is C, there is no comma between C.
Sridhar, please stop
Can you please scroll down to the test run?
I'll take it forward here.
Yes, sir. Should I stop sharing?
Yeah, please stop sharing.
Yeah,
Please, one by one.
Okay, sir.
See the basic things is you're able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir.
Start equals to input, right?
Yes.
Input is of this format, A1 man. So basically, the first character is a alphabet, second character is a number. So basically,
it is not a
start
number.
of 0 is.
It will be again string, right? Unless I
Start
convert
of
it.
0 is A.
A.
And start of 1 is 1. Not just 1, it is a string 1. Okay.
Yes, string 1. Yeah.
Similarly, end equals to input. Okay. Same thing it's going to be here. The same format. Okay. Now.
Perfect.
I have one doubt here in start.
Yeah.
Why are we assuming start of 0 as A? We don't know which one input we will give.
I'm not assuming. I'm just saying it will be of that format. I'm not assuming it to be A, right? If I just
Start
assume
of-
why will I accept input?
Could
Start
be
of-
A or B. Could be A, could be B, could be C, could
Yeah,
be
it could be anything. All
Okay,
I'm saying
okay,
is, if it is A1, then start of 0 will be equals to
Yes, yes. Okay.
A. If it is C1, then it will be equals to C.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Sorry, C. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not
yes,
assuming that is just an example.
Okay, okay.
So now let's just say my x equal, sorry, A equals to, okay, start of 0. Okay. X dot index of start of 0. What does this gives? Let's
C.
say start of 0 equals to C, right? Then
Yes.
what does this x dot index of C gives? It gives 2, right? 0, 1, 2.
Yes, 2.
Correct?
Yes.
Now,
No. Start of 0 is C, but index of, can you just repeat that? Acha, acha. Okay. In X, it is the position is 2. Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
now we have this end of 0. Now, in our particular example, end of 0 is A. So what will be this x dot index of A? It will be 0, right?
Yes.
Is this clear?
Yeah. Yeah.
Ideally, the difference between these two is 2. 2 minus 0, which is equal to 2.
Yes.
So why to take the difference? No need to take the difference. Not just take x dot index start 0.
Yeah, I could do it, but then after that we'll do difference. So that is why I'm doing it directly here. Okay.
Anyway, second will be position only 1 to 6 only, right? So no need to take that number's position.
Okay, I'll do whatever you say. Okay.
No, just I'm asking. It's my doubt.
So because we need to find anyway the difference between the indices, right? I need to get the differences between the indices. I'll explain that in a bit. Okay. So let B be x dot index of end of 0. In our particular case, B will be equal to 0 because end of 0 is A. So x dot index of A is A is starting on, right? So that's why index is 0. Okay. Now let me take this C equals to end of start of 1. Since that is a string, I need to convert that to integer. Start of 1 is 1. I need to convert that to integer. Similarly, D equals to end of 1. Okay. In my particular case, let me just change this to A3. Okay. So A3. So should be end. Okay.
I just want to know a thing. Has this index function been discussed in week 2?
No.
Yeah, it was discussed. It was discussed in week 1 itself.
Week 1.
Yes, yes, it was discussed.
It's in the method.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So now what do we have? We need to check whether the difference between A and B is same as the difference between C and D. Right?
Yes. Yes.
Now, if A minus B, right, star 2 is equals to C minus B star 2. Okay. Then I'll print S else
Fantastic. Yes.
print no. Okay.
Yes. Fantastic. Thank you, sir.
Is this clear?
Yes. Yes. No. Very well.
Clear for everyone, right?
Thank you very much, sir.
Now did you understand why we took the index? Now
Yes,
the person, she was asking for why I took the difference between x dot index of start of 0, x dot index of end of 0, right? Because for this,
Yes,
I'm doing
understood.
anyway the difference here. I could have done it there, but it's okay. It's the same thing. Okay.
So it looks more simpler and more explanatory, self-explanatory. Yes.
Yeah, understood.
Okay, clear, right?
Yes, clear.
Yes.
Okay, okay, thanks. So now we'll move on to the PPN 9. Okay, shall we move on?
Yes, sir.
Okay, before that, let me just run it to check if there are any errors. One good idea is to copy the code before you hit on test run, because there are some problems with the portal. It could log you out when you try to.
Yeah, it has happened a number of times with me.
Yeah.
With me also.
Same here.
So it's always better to copy the code before you hit on test run or submit, because you would have done some 20 lines of code, 25 lines of code. You do not want to miss it out, right? So
there's a way out. You can hit on back if you forget to copy the code and copy it again.
yeah, but sometimes if you hit on back, you will not go. You'll not get that page. Luckily, I got it now.
No, happened with me. Few times already happened.
Okay. So one other thing I want to reiterate is knowing if-else statements is not same as solving problems. Okay. So you would have by now understood it, right? All the PPS, it requires if-else concepts, but then just because you know if-else concepts, that doesn't mean that you'll be able to solve. You need practice. You need to understand the problem. You need to convert the logic into code. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the PPN 9 is you have n gold coins with you. Wish to divide among 3 of your friends under the following conditions. All 3 of them get an non-zero share. No 2 of them get the same number of coins. You should not have any coins with you at the end of this process. The input has 4 lines. The first line contains the number of coins with you. The next 3 lines contains. The next will have the share given to your 3 friends. All the inputs shall be non-negative integers. If the division satisfies these conditions, then print fair. If not, print unfair. Okay. This is like, so this what they're saying is, let's say I have 10 gold coins. I want to distribute that to my friends. Okay. So they're just giving out to you. I mean, the distribution should follow this condition. No one should be getting non-zero share. Sorry. Everyone should be getting non-zero share. So basically, no one should be having 0 coins with them. More than 0 coins they should be having. Okay. And no 2 of them should be having same number of coins. So basically, let's say friend 1, friend 2, friend 3, right? The number of coins of friend 1 should not be equal to number of coins of friend 2. Similarly, the number of coins of friend 2 should not be equal to friend 3. Number of coins of friend 3 should not be equal to friend 1. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And the last condition is you should not have any coins with you at the end of this process. So basically, I should give all of my coins to my friends. Okay. So if you look at the examples, you'll understand that they told that the first line contains the number of coins with you, right? The next 3 lines will have the share given to your 3 friends. So initially I have 10 coins. So those 10 coins were given to 2 coins were given to 1 friend, 5 to another friend, 3 to another friend, right? So 2 is not equal to 5 is not equal to 3, right? All these are like different. So the second condition is satisfied. None of them got 0 shares. So the first condition is satisfied. Sum of these 3 coins, that is 2 plus 5 plus 3 equals to 10. So I gave all of my coins. So the third condition is also satisfied. So that is why it is fair. Okay. Is the first test case clear?
Can you repeat once? Can you repeat once, please?
Yeah. So I'll repeat it once more. So I have 10 coins. Okay. The first condition is all 3 of them should get a non-zero share. So my friends got 2 coins, 5 coins, 3 coins. So they all got a non-zero share. The first condition is satisfied, right? Second condition is
yes.
None of them should get same number of coins. 2 is not equal to 5, 5 is not equal to 3, and 3 is not equal to 2. So none of them got same number of coins. The third condition is you should not have any number of coins with you at the end of this process. So initially I got 10 coins. So basically I gave 2 to one friend, 5 to another friend, 3 to another friend. So basically 2 plus 5 plus 3 is 10. Okay. That means I give all of my coins. I do not have any coins with me. So the distribution is fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Understood.
And if you look at test case 2,
Two of friends got same coin.
the test case 2 is unfair because the first friend and second friend got the same number of coins. Okay. Yeah. Now try to solve this problem. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thanks. I'll give you guys 15 minutes to solve this problem. After that, we'll look at solution.
Sir, in the meanwhile, I have doubt in the previous week. Can I ask you that doubt now?
Previous week.
Like in the sense, no, in the in week 2, I have a doubt in that line problem, which is PPA 5, if I'm not wrong.
Okay. Okay. PPA 5 of week 2, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So I'll answer your question. So others, please try to solve this problem. PPA 9.
Yes, sir. PPA 5 only, sir.
This one, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was absent when you were discussing this.
Did you try this or no? Did you try this or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shall I share my screen for that, sir?
Yeah. Yeah. Please.
So this is how I tried to solve it. But for me, it was giving like out of 5 successful case, out of the 5 cases, only 4 had cleared, and one I'm not able to find out in which way I have done wrong. So I just wanted to confirm it from you.
Okay. Okay. Fine. 3 minus x1 star. Okay. That. How are you?
Pardon me, sir.
That positive slope, right?
Yes, sir.
What is slope?
So y, sir, I took the line as y is equal to mx plus c with y3 and x3 as y and x. So if for slope to be positive, y3 should also be positive and x3 should also be positive, or y3 should also be negative and x3 should also be negative. Then the slope will be positive, right?
Actually, that need not be the case.
So the equation of the slope, right?
There could be the case of like where y is positive and x is negative, but still the slope could be positive. So the actual slope formula is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1.
Okay. Okay, that formula only you have to use. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So if you could just use that formula, then you'll be able to pass all.
Slope for that formula we have to use.
What?
The slope for 2 points was taught, right? Like
Yeah,
y.
Yeah. Okay. Just use that formula. Okay.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. I'll use it and try it out, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Thank you.
No, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, in PPA 9 problem, share means percentage of share or number of coins? Input we get.
Share means not the percentage of share.
Yes. In PPA 9 problem, the input is 4
the number of coins. Number of
first line contain the number of coins with you. The next 3 line will have the share given to your 3 friends.
No, it's
Share
not the
means
percentage. It's not the percentage. It's just the number of coins that were given to you. Okay. You could just look at this test case and then you can understand it. Okay. 2 coins, 5 coins, 3 coins. 2 plus 5 plus 3 is 10. That's why it is equal to fair. If it has been percentage, then it is nowhere near. It is just 10%, right? 10% is only given. That would not have been, then it would have been unfair. Okay.
Sir?
Here, if it has been percentage, then 2% plus 5% plus 3% is 10%. So ideally it should have been 100% now for this to be fair. Since it is not equal to 100%, but still given as fair, that means it is not percentage. Okay. I'm sorry, forget about it. Just, it is not that, it is just a number of coins, not the
Sir,
percentage.
it doesn't matter, right? So because the problem statement says it's a non-negative integer, so
You just have n gold coins. So 10 is the number of coins that you have.
Yeah.
Sir?
Yes.
So can I share the answer to this problem whenever you ask us to?
Pratibha, right? Yeah. Okay. You can share, Pratibha. So you did not share the solution for any question until now, right?
No.
Okay. Yeah, sure. You can share. You'll be first.
Thank you.
Please raise your hand, Pratibha. Like, since you're done now, please raise your hand.
Yes, sir, I have raised my hand.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Mine is also done. So if you want, I can say.
Okay, Abhishek. Yeah.
No, my name is Rupesh.
Okay, Rupesh. Okay. Shall we look at the solution?
So shall I share?
Yeah. So before that, shall we look at solution? Others?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Pratibha, you can share.
Yes.
Stop sharing. Or you can share. Yeah, Pratibha, now you can share it.
Yes. So is my screen visible?
Yes, it is visible.
So I don't think import random was really required, but so I have taken 4 inputs. The first one being the number of gold coins, x1, x2, x3 being the share that you want to give for all the 3 friends. And
able to see it correctly.
Sorry, I didn't hear.
Continue.
So I have set the value count to 0. If none of the 3 shares are equal to 0, then I'll increment the count. Again, if none of the 3 things are similar, again I'll increment the count. And if the sum of the 3 is equal to n, then again I'll increment the count. So if the count is equal to 3, then I'll print it as fair, which means all the 3 conditions are satisfied. Otherwise, I will print it as unfair.
Okay, thanks. Yeah. That is
It does the same thing, but
and one other thing, you need not use that ABS actually.
Sir, I didn't catch. Okay. Sir, I thought non-negative integer should not be included. That was their.
They were just saying that input will be non-negative. So.
Okay.
By default, you can assume that it will be positive. So you need not consider.
Okay. Fine, sir. Thank you.
Stop sharing.
Yeah.
So, Rupesh, do you want to share a screen? Rupesh wants to share it.
So can I share my screen?
Yeah, it logged out from.
Okay.
I will have to log in again. Give me just 2 minutes.
Okay. So meanwhile, Nachiket, do you want to share?
Sure, sir.
Yeah. Karthik, I'll ask you to share next. Yeah, Nachiket, please share. Okay, friend account did on 0. Okay, you just did the same thing in the single line. Nachiket, yeah. Okay, this also is good.
Sir, can I share my code?
Yeah. Nachiket, you can stop sharing. So others, did you get what Nachiket has done? He has done what Pratibha has done, but everything in a single line. Okay?
Yes.
So wait, I have asked one of the person to share next, right? So Karthik, do you want to share?
Sir, it was the same thing. That's it. Like I wrote everything in one line and with end statements. That's it.
So actually, I have a question regarding that.
Yeah, you have done the same thing now.
Yes, but so my actually question is it recommended to do like in the one line or step by step in different line?
Whichever works for you. Okay, one other thing is like this is okay. Even the Pratibha solution is okay, but do not make it more complicated. Like do not use so many if-else statements when it's not required. This is okay as long as if you're using like single if-else statement, it is okay. But whatever solution you have, that should be like good enough. I mean, you should not make it unnecessarily complicated. Okay, so that it will be difficult for you to check back and then see where the error was. In this case, you can just find out where the error was. It's easy. If you wrote so many if-else statements, then it will be difficult for you to track. Okay.
Sir.
Sir, my 5 out of 6 tests are passed. May I share my code so that you can tell me where I've gone wrong?
Yeah, sure. Yes, you can share. Share thoughts.
Okay. Sorry. Taking me a bit time. Is my screen visible?
Yes. Okay. X equals to S1 equals to S2R. Okay. Y equals to T equals to of 10 minus of S1 minus S2 minus S3. Okay, that is also okay. S1 is less than or equal to 0, S2 is less than or equal to 0, or S3 is less than or equal to 0. not X. Actually, Divya, the only problem is until line number 7, it's perfect already. Okay. You done it in different way and it's totally fine. In line number 8, it should have been if not X and or actually. If not X or not Y or not Z. If any of X or Y of Y or Z, right? If any of that is false, then okay. Actually, it's correct. It's correct actually. Yeah, it's okay. No, why have made it as 10 minus?
Because 10 is, okay, that is my mistake. It should be T minus. Yeah, I got my mistake.
Yeah, it should be T minus S1 minus S2 minus S3.
Yeah, I
To me,
took
that
the
equals
input
to
as
also.
10. That is why.
Okay,
In my mind, it was 10. Yeah.
Yeah, one other problem that could happen is in
Hmm.
line number 6, right? Just make it like T not equals to S1 minus S2 minus S3. Okay, because even if it has been negative, then it will be considered as positive. That what I was trying to say is if y equals to -1, if y equals to -1, then also y will be considered as positive. I mean, if you consider it as
Consider as
Boolean,
true, right?
it will be considered as true. Okay, even if y equals to -1, it will be considered as true. Only
In fact,
for
I
0
think my
case,
line 6 is completely wrong. I suppose I should write T is equal to S1
not
plus
equals
S2 plus S3.
not yeah. You can write it as T not equals to S1 plus S2 plus S3. T not equals to.
Actually,
Okay.
I've taken all of these as if X, Y, or Z, any of them is true, then it will not print fair.
Yeah. That is why. Okay. Then you
Yeah,
can
so I should have written T is equal to S1 plus S2.
Yeah, since you're
No, I think
using
I've
not,
made a mistake somewhere. I'll just correct
yeah.
it. No, but I think
Yeah.
I've gotten my mistake. I just need to work it out. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, actually, I could not get the answer. Can you share my screen to find out the faculty chemistry?
Yes, Ramakant. I'm sure it's fine.
Sir, is it visible?
Yeah.
Actually, I just used this if elif and this one. So
See, the problem is with line number 7.
elif,
Line number 7, Ram equals to Sham, the double equals to should be there. Okay. And then in line number 8, the indentation is missing.
should it be here? Is it
You
correct
didn't
now?
check for the negative case also, right? You didn't check for the equal to 0 case also, no?
So here, like
yeah,
Ram,
okay. Ramakant, can you just copy the code and paste it in chat box? I will solve it.
This code
So actually, its first print is outside the if function, so it is always going to print unfair.
Okay, so we'll answer this. Yeah.
Sir, actually, I passed the fair case, but I don't pass the unfair case. Can I share my screen?
You passed what case?
There is a problem in the code.
Yeah. Give me a second, but let me just answer this code and then I'll come back to you. Okay.
Okay.
Please maximize this.
This. Okay.
Great, sir. Thank you.
So if Ram plus Sham plus Gopal equals to gold points, that is okay. Then what you should be doing is elif, not elif. It should not be elif, right? You are inside the if block. If it has been outside, then it is okay. If Ram equals to Sham or Sham equals to Gopal,
Another
or,
or needed, sir.
yeah, or Gopal equals wrong, then you print unfair. Okay. Else, elif, you can use elif here. After if, you can use elif. Directly, you cannot use elif. Okay. Elif, promise. Huh?
Sir, after the first one, if the sixth line, if Ram plus Sam plus Gopal is equal to gold coins, after that I used elif, so that was not correct, right? After this
Yeah.
line, so you mean to say one if, then again another if, then only elif we will use, right?
Yeah. Now we print else, print fair. Okay. See, Ram plus Sham plus Gopal equals gold coins. That is fine, right? If it is not equals, then only should be print unfair. Okay.
Yes.
Ramakant, did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Ram plus Sham plus Gopal equals gold coins. That condition should be satisfied.
Yes.
If that is not true, then we should print unfair. That is, if this is not satisfied in else block, we should print unfair. Okay?
Yes. Sir.
Let's try to run this.
So spelling of Gopal is wrong in the second one.
Okay.
Seventh line. Third one.
Okay. Thanks. Okay, yeah, we are able to pass all test cases.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So yeah, okay, thanks. Now can we move on to PP10?
Yes.
Okay. To start solving PP10. Okay.
Sir, can I share my screen for PPA 9?
Yeah. So Karthik, are you there? Are you here?
Yes, Ram. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Sir, one more question, sir. One more follow-up question. Like I wrote Ram is equal to Syam is equal to Gopal. So we can do like that. You did it. Ram is equal to Syam again, or Syam is equal to Gopal, or Gopal is equal to Ram. Like you made it two comparisons, but I made it A is equal to B is equal to C. That was incorrect.
Even what you are done is correct, but then you should be having the double equals to. Okay.
So it is not mandated. I should split into 2. It's not required, but I should have used double equals, but it should work out. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So I will answer this PPA 9 question. One student has this PPA 9 question, right? That I will answer, and after that, Karthik sir will be taking the. We'll continue the session. Okay. Okay. So PPA 9.
Can I share my screen?
Right? Yeah. Sure. Yeah, Shampa, please share it.
You can't have them equal to 0.
Yeah, the line number 5 should be greater than 0. So F1 should be greater than 0, F2 should be greater than 0, F3 should be greater than 0. And apart from that, you do not have an else block for line number for line number 6 there is a if, right? For that if there is no else, and for line number 5 there is a if, right? And for that if there is no else block. So there should be else block for line number 6 and for line number 5. Okay. Shampa, is it clear? Hello. So in line number 5, first thing is F1 should be greater than 0.
Sir,
F2
I
should
am
be greater than
muted.
0. Yeah,
That's
please make that change and it will be all right. Okay.
Oh, I just add else part in my program. Right?
Yeah. Add else part also on that F1 should be greater than 0, not equal to 0. Even if it should be non-zero, right? So it should be greater than 0. Okay.
Sir, shall I share, sir? I have 5 out of 6.
Yeah. Please share for.
Is it visible, sir?
Yeah. It is. It is.
Double equals.
So in line number 6, instead of having that B not equals C not equals D, can you change it to B not equals to C and C not equals to D and D not equals to B? Can you do that?
Also not checking the negative numbers, sir.
That not equals 0 is good enough. Can you add one more? You should add one more. And B not equals to D. Yeah. Now can you run it? Just try to.
Okay, sir.
Oh,
I will.
just go back. Just click the back button. Yeah. Click the back. Click on submit. Submit directly. Okay. See, now it is working.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Don't stop sharing now. Okay. So thanks everyone. Okay. From now, Karthik will be taking. Okay. Karthik sir will be taking.
So Ram,
Karthik,
just one PPA remaining, right?
Yeah.
PPA.
Just one PPA. PPA 10 is complete. Yeah. Just solve the problem and we're done.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks,
very
Ram.
much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay, we just solve the last problem alone and then we move on. So has anyone written the code already for this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so did everyone understand the question? What is being asked?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can one of you paste your, so first of I'd like to ask someone who is not able to pass all private test cases, can you please share your code? Is there anyone who's not able to pass all the test cases?
Yes.
Yeah. So is there anyone like that? Say who's able to pass only say 4 out of 5 test cases? No one like that?
No, so just now we started. Give 2 to 3 minutes.
Okay. Please take your time. We'll just wait for 2 minutes and then we'll discuss.
Sir, I have solved the problem.
Okay, yeah, we'll discuss solutions.
Can I share my screen?
We'll just wait just one or two more minutes and then. Yeah, so those who have done, maybe you can post your, you can paste your code in chat, and I'll maybe take up things one by one.
हाँ थोड़े से पतले करना, पतले तो होंगे ही।
But I got 2 out of 7.
You got 2 out of 7, right? Okay, so I want to look at such code first. So can you please paste your code in the chat? So anyone who is not able to solve all private test cases, I would like to look at your code first.
Yeah, I got the same, so 2 out of 7.
Okay,
so
I pasted it, the code.
Test cases.
Yeah,
Sir, I also received 2 out of 7.
Yeah, please paste your code. So I'll first maybe take a Pawan's code, because Pawan, your code is having 2 out of 7, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, just tell me if this is your code.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so we'll start discussing, I think.
This is also my code.
Okay, right. So I think both of you have written this piece of code. So Pawan, can you explain what you have done here, the logic that you have followed?
Yes, sir. I taken a float value such that integer can be taken input, and I taken nearby integer. A real number I taken and printed an integer nearby that, and they required one more nearby greatest number. So I added one.
Okay, so let's look at let's see what test cases it passes. So it's passing all public test cases, right? So now I'll give you one input. Okay, so you should only answer this. I'll give you one input, and can you tell me what the output will be? So minus 1.5 is the input.
Okay, ABS. I require to say ABS.
Sir, also if the input is only something like 1.1, it will convert to 1.0. So ideally both should give 1 and 1, but in this case it will give 1 and 2. So it's not considering that case where the decimal value is 0.
Correct. So there are two cases that have emerged. One is if the input is an integer, what do you do? So that is your question. If the input is negative, what do you do? So how do you handle these two cases?
Sir, I have tried to handle the second thing where the input is a integer, that is decimal value is 0.
Okay, so can we look at your code? Have you pasted your code in the chat?
No, I haven't, sir. I'll paste it in a minute.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Shall I include this if positive, this code will be executing?
Yeah, so please try to make the change. And paste your updated code. We'll discuss that soon.
So I have shared it, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So why is the full screen not getting enabled? There seems to be some problem with the full screen mode. Yeah, anyway, so let's can you go over the code once, what you have done so far?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, I added the ABS now after your input that negative integers can be given. So you take a float as an input and you convert that into an integer. So that will be the first output that they have asked for, that is y. And if the float value of y is equal to x, which means 5.0 is equal to 5 or whatever, something like that, then you keep the same value as y also. Otherwise, you add one to it. So if you get a input as 5.0, then both output should be 5 and 5.
Okay.
Otherwise, if it's something like 5.3, the first output would be 5 and the next would be 6.
Okay. So let's run this and see what we get. Okay, public test cases are passing. Okay, we are getting 4 out of 7. So what could have gone wrong? Any idea?
Y is already been an integer, so if you convert that into float, it uses the decimal place, right?
Sorry, 5?
Y is already, X is already converted into an integer. So when you convert a float of y, that is if you typecast y as float, the decimal places will already be lost.
Yeah. So Pratibha, do you see the issue?
No, sir, I didn't catch it.
See, you are already converting y into an integer, right? So I mean, rather
Yes.
your y is an integer.
Yes,
Now
yes.
float of y is going to be just dot zero, right? So if, for example, if y
Correct.
is 3, it's just going to be 3.0 and
Correct.
so there is okay. So that's not a problem, right? Like who mentioned this? So that is, I don't think that's there. See, the problem possibly is your
Absolute.
yeah, the absolute is probably causing the problem. You are missing out on the negative values. Okay, so if you want to debug something like this, what I would do is I would say do something like minus 3.6 and I would run the test run here so that you can see what it prints. See, what it prints is 1 and 2, right? Whereas it should print, I think, minus 4 and minus 3. What should it print?
Okay, like this. Minus 3 and 4. Minus 3 and minus 4, ideally.
Greatest integer less than or equal to x, right? Greatest integer less than minus 3.6 is what? Minus 4, right? So it should print minus 4 and minus 3, followed by minus 3, right? So
it should print minus 3 and then minus 4, right? So greatest integer less than the given value.
Yeah, so this is the number line, right? So
yeah, correct. Minus 4 and minus 3.
Yeah, so this is what ideally we expect. So you need to now look at modifying your code so that it prints this, so that it works for negative numbers also. So your code now works for two cases, right? If the input is an integer, it works, or if the input is a positive integer, it works. If it is a positive float value, it works, but it doesn't work for negative numbers. So that change you have to somehow bring in.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll now maybe move on to other code snippets and see. Yeah, so should I look at someone's in particular? Is there anyone who has got all of it correct?
So did you
I
answer
got it.
Pawan's code?
Can you check my code?
Right,
initiate.
but right.
So sorry, can one of you tell me? Manish, Manish, I'll take Manish's code.
Yeah.
Okay, so does this happen for you? Why is this full screen not working properly?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's already in full screen. So just one small tip, okay? So it depends on each one's way of coding. I usually add one space between, rather before and after operators. It's not binding on you, but I usually prefer doing that. It's a styling convention, and it's not really necessary that you should do that. Yeah. So Manish, can you explain what is happening here?
I just get the real number, and it can be any integer or float value, negative and positive value. So in case of positive values, I just print x, integer of x, and integer of x plus 1, which will I will get the output as asked in the question. And for the negative value and integer,
okay,
in case of that, same code will work. But in case of negative value and uh, not integer, in that case, I need to work with this, like integer of x minus 1 and integer of x.
Okay, so what is this isInt? What does it do?
It will convert the float value to integer.
It will convert. Okay, so actually, this is new to me. I have never seen isInt before. So, is there any way you can do it? You can solve the problem without using this isInt?
Isn't just check whether it is integer or not.
No, so I don't want isInt, right? Because we haven't, let's say, we haven't taught isInt, right? So let's assume that I don't know what isInt is. And really, I don't know actually. So I mean, I know to solve the problem without isInt, but assume that no one else here knows what isInt is. So how would you solve the problem then?
So I solved it without using isn't.
Okay, so we'll come to who's this?
Parul.
Okay, so we'll look at Parul's code next. But before we move that, the overall logic is correct. Okay, so you break the problem into three pieces, right? So that's what Manish has done. One when x is positive, and one when x is negative, and one when it's an integer, right? So these are, like, broadly speaking, three different cases into which the problem falls into. We'll now look at.
But so we don't actually need to break it into positive and negative. It can be done in one only.
We'll look at that also. So, Nachiket's code, I'll come back to you. Okay. This is Parul's code. Okay, so can you explain what you are doing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I break my code into two parts. Like first, I have asked user to enter a number. Then S is the number integer part of that number.
Okay.
If that integer part is 0, then the next part of the code is executed, like after line 20. And if that integer part is not 0, then we will enter into first if loop that starts from line 3.
Okay.
If that integer part is not 0 and that number is greater than 0, then we'll check that if it is not an integer, then we'll print integer part of number, and in next line we'll print that number plus 1 and then the integer part of that number.
Okay.
Yes, and then if the number is integer, then it will print integer itself, and in the next line also it will print integer itself. And if the number is negative, then first it will check either the number is integer or not, If it is not an integer, then it will print like first we'll subtract 1 from that number and that integer part of that number, and in the next line it will print the integer part of that number because it is negative. And if the number is integer, negative number is integer, then it will print integer part of that number, and again it will print integer part of that number. And if the number is, if the integer part of the number is 0, then I have created 3 cases. Like if the number lies between 0 and 1, then it will print 0 and then followed by 1. And if the number lies between -1 and 0, then it will print -1 followed by 0. And if the number is 0, then it will print 0 followed by 0.
Okay, so it's a very disciplined approach. As a first attempt, it's very good. So I just run it and see if it passes all test cases. Okay, so it passes all private test cases. But one suggestion for improvement is: do you need so many if-else statements, or can you think about reducing the number of if-else? See, there are 3 nested ifs right here. There is one level, second level, there's third level. So can you think about reducing the number of such statements?
Can I share my code?
Okay, right. So you can think about it.
I'll try.
Meanwhile, I'll share.
Sir, can I share my code?
You can also share, but I'll look at your code next. Okay, so I'll take up Nachiket's code.
Okay.
Sir, is the question is intended to slice between the integral part? I mean, the float part and the integer part of the given input, sir. Is the purpose of the question is like that or so? Because that could be a recurrent.
Sorry, that could be?
That could be a recurring requirement in the general format.
So you have to. So sorry, I think I didn't get your question correctly.
Yeah. The question is intended to slice between. I mean, if a float is given or some number is given, it should be divided into float and integer kind of.
No. So yeah. So the question is, so I don't know if you have seen these. There are these 2 popular functions called GIF and floor. So floor and ceiling, right? So the floor function returns the integer which is closest to it, but which is like below it, like the floor, right? Floor is below you, right? So the ceiling is above you. So ceiling returns the closest integer which is just greater than your current number. So that is all, right? You don't need to separate it into the integer part and the fractional part. You just have to work with integers, right? So for example, if you are given an x, right, you have to find two integers m and m plus, so m plus 1, and you have to print m and m plus 1 on successive lines, right? That is all you need to do. Okay, so this is Nachiket's code. Is this correct? Am I looking at your code? Okay, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, okay, can you tell me what you have done, Nachiket?
So the space is mandatory, sir. For explanation you are making, or it is required as per syntax?
Okay, so it's not like required. So there is something called peptide guidelines style guide for Python. Okay, so Python has what is called a style guide. So it recommends that you have a space between operators, right? So I don't know where it comes, but
it just makes the code more readable, right?
Exactly,
So it's
yeah.
easier to debug stuff and also.
Right. So you notice this, right? So this is according to this thing called peptide Python style guide. This is correct. This is wrong. Okay, of course. By wrong, they don't mean that it's syntactically wrong. What they mean is that it's preferable to use this, right? So this thing looks slightly more cluttered than this, but again, this is a style guide. I follow it, and I encourage all of you to follow it, but it's not binding on me.
Thanks, sir.
Okay, same. The other thing is always try to use the custom indentation that the portal uses 4 spaces, right? So if I press an enter, it will give you 4 spaces or a tab, right? So usually a tab is 4 spaces. So two spaces is not wrong, but if you have four spaces, again, it makes your code look much more better, right?
So actually, I'd written the code in Replit and then just copy pasted. So it
okay.
just
So in which case in Replit there is an option to change your tab to four spaces. Okay, so maybe we'll take that up in next session. Anyway,
Okay,
so the code is correct. So can you please tell me what is happening?
So basically, we are taking the input as float value, and then y is converting that float to the integer. So if we are taking input as 1.3, the value of y will be 1. Now, if x is equal to y, then it means that the input value is integer only. Therefore, we are printing the same value 2 times because the smallest and the greatest number to that will be the same integer only. And in the next else condition, we are using the floor function. So when a floor of x will be the lowest integer to that, and in the second gint, we are adding 1 to that. So we will get the next greatest integer to that.
Okay, very nice. So this is very elegant. So this is by far the most efficient solution. Right? Just one suggestion is you can get rid of this float, right? If I delete...
Yes, actually, I was doing something else, so I just kept it there. We can get rid of that float.
Okay. Okay, so did everyone catch this solution? This might be slightly tough to understand the first floor.
No, I didn't
actually,
get it,
this looks very nice. It looks very neat and efficient solution. But sir, is it also accept a negative integers? Because
yes,
it takes the float as well as the integer.
Yes, it will accept the negative function because when you take minus 3.5, so the lowest integer to that will be of minus 4 and not minus 3. Therefore, it will work.
So where it is converting that? This is in the SI into, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe if you this can be a bit tough. So you have to experiment with this. What happens to floor? So if you
Can you look at my code next, sir?
Yeah. Right. So just if you look at something like, say, we'll take positive. So 3.4 floor 1, you get 3, right? So this is the floor function. Right? So if you do minus 3.4 floor 1, floor division 1, it gives you minus 4.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the way floor division works. So if you want more information, look at the floor division in Python. So you can just do a Google search. Floor division. So I hope you all can see this. Floor division means, okay, so you can don't look at any random site. It may be better to look at slightly more trustworthy websites, right? So, but
could you please paste that link in the chat, please?
Yeah. So please experiment with it. So I don't know which is trustworthy. So maybe I'll add a thread in Discord where you can check for these things. Okay. But for now, there are these two cases, right? So just remember that 3 by, so for positive numbers or negative numbers, when you do a floor division by 1, it will give you the floor of that particular value. Okay, did everyone get this solution?
So minus 0.4 should be minus 3 now, sir.
No, floor, right? So see, there is. So if you look at how do I? The
Floor division, so
mathematical.
the integer part of the coefficient should be minus 3.
No. So
no, it's not.
Yeah. So it is not that. You don't look at it that way. So let me quickly open. I need to do some math here. Okay, so see, the basic idea is this. Okay, if you have a number, let's say like 3, you want to divide it by 2, or let's take something better. So if you want to divide 7 by 3, And what do? You write it as 7 equal to 3q plus r, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what will q be here?
2.
Q is 2, r is what?
1.
R is 1, right? So let's do something with, say, something the other way around. So if I do this, what do you think q will be? Assume that I stipulate that the remainder is always positive, or should be between 0 and
-2.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I don't know.
Q will be -2 and R will be -1.
No, what I said before is that R should be positive.
And that's why I'm not getting with the number is.
-3.
3 and 2, sir.
Q will be -3, right?
Yes, sir.
If Q is -3, what will R be?
2. Positive 2.
Okay, so I'll just write the Python equivalent of this. If I divide -7,
okay, -9 is less than -7. That's what, right?
Yeah. So I'll just do two operations. I'll do -7 quotient 3. Okay, I'll now shift to the console. So -7 floor 3, right? -3. So -7 percentage 3, 2, right? So now compare with this.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like -9 is less than -7, basically. That's what it is.
Right. So this is what floor division does. Mathematically speaking, this is what it does.
In negative numbers goes the reverse way.
Yeah.
Can you check my code now?
Yeah. Okay, so that is this. So that's why this particular thing works. We'll probably look at 2 more solutions and then we'll close the session.
Maybe my question is a bit basic. I just wanted just a little clarity. If we do int of a float number,
okay,
then what does it return? Just the integer part of it?
So
like float int of 3.4.
Int of 3.4, what it will do is it will truncate the decimal, everything after the decimal, and it will return only that
the integer part.
Only the integer part, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so whose code I should look at? Abhishek.
Sir, this code could you please so 1 second, I just need to copy it.
Yeah, so Nachiket, can you please add paste your code once more into the chat if you are there?
Okay, you can view my code now. It is just last third message.
Okay, corrected ones, like see they remove the float one from his code, right? Nachiket, can you please paste it again?
Yeah, so
this is corrected one, right?
Okay, I'll keep it here. I'll also Abhishek, this is your code, right?
Yeah.
This we discussed. This was the same code. I think Pawan also shared.
Yeah. I didn't hear that. I mean, like, what is the basic thing like?
This we just discussed this, right? So if a is an integer, if a is 5, you will end up printing 5 and 6. So whereas you have to print 5 and 5.
Okay. So equal to condition should be checked.
Integer condition should be checked. So for example, here Nachiket is checking, right, that x is an integer or not.
Yeah, that's what, like, if like it's a totally, if it's an integer like 0.0 integer, that should be checked. Others all will work with that code, right?
No, negative values also will not work with your code. With this piece of code, negative numbers will also not work, right? So for example, if you enter -3.5, as we just discussed, right, it should print -4 followed by -3, but this code will print -3 and -2, correct? So that's why this just int of a will not work.
Yeah.
Okay, to make your code work, so let's try to make your code work. What I would do is I will start with a float of input off, and I would probably check for the sign of a. So if a is greater than 0, then I'll just print int of a, and I would print int of a plus 1. Sorry, int of a plus 1. This I would do. If A is less than 0, then what I would do is I would print int of A. So let's take an example, minus 3.5, right? I should print int of A minus 1, right? So print int of A minus 1 and then print int of A as it is. Of course, the other case is that if A is an integer, right? So I should probably, so what I would do is if A is double equal to int of A, then I know that A is an integer. So I'll just print A twice.
And then I can print it.
Right? So I should make sure that these are all else ifs. Okay, because do you see why these should be else if and not if?
The ninth can be else, right?
Nine can be else, yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Just to make it simpler.
9 can be else. Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, let's
Sir,
just run this.
can I share my code, sir?
Just 1 second. Yeah, we'll just see if this works fine, and then I will.
Sir, I have also solved it.
Oh no,
4 of 7.
4 out of 7. We have made a mistake. So where have we gone wrong?
Sir, can I share mine?
Yeah, once again, we'll debug this. I want to know where we have gone wrong here. So can someone tell me where the mistake lies?
So I think it is 0 in the when A will be equal to 0. Maybe. Then you will have minus 1 and 0 as the output.
Maybe we should involve another else.
No, like 0.5 if it is there, then you will have output as minus 1 and 0.
0.5 will be taken care of by this, right? 0.5 is greater than 0. So I will print 0 and 1. Okay, anyone else? Can someone identify where we are going now?
Hello?
Why are we printing A twice in 4th and 5th line?
Because it is an integer.
So it's an integer, right? So the
We have
greatest.
to change, yeah. Line
Yeah.
4 and 5 integer also.
Good point. Yeah, correct. I think you're right. We should print int of A and not A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good catch. Okay. Okay. Did everyone get that? What mistake we were making?
Yes, I got it. Integers.
Right. Okay, that was a good catch. Okay, so this is another way. So maybe one last code we look at, and then we'll have to close.
So I have a query regarding the SGT. So
sorry.
SGT query regarding SGT.
CT, I'm afraid you'll have to go to the CT session.
No, sir, SGT exam. Please.
System compatibility test he's talking about.
Oh, SCT you're asking. Oh, sorry. I only heard the CT part of SCT. Okay. SCT query, what is it?
I'm not able to enter the password in CR.
Okay, so you'll have to raise it as an operational issue, right? And post it there. If you are still not getting any response, then please let us know. We will escalate it.
Mail to support, sir.
Yeah.
In the Discord, so?
Either in Discord or better is to mail the support team regarding the CR query.
Can anyone share the mail ID of the support team?
Can someone share the mail ID? I think it's support@onlinedegree.iitm.ac.in, if I'm not wrong.
No, sir.
That's correct, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I have solved the previous one. There is a small error which I am not able to find it out. One test is not being passed. Shall I share my screen now, or will you ask me to wait for some time?
Yeah, maybe with that we can with the previous problem, is it PPA 9?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
can you paste your code? It's easier.
But actually, I pasted it. Sir has corrected, but actually, one small error still it comes.
Okay, can you paste it again? We can take a look at it.
Okay, sir.
Sir, is there any tentative date of the OPPE?
I have done it. The PPA 10.
OP, the date should be here, right? So if you look at general instructions,
Announcement also is there, sir.
I think we have Grading document, foundational intro to Python. See, it is after 4 weeks. Okay, so it will be like after quiz 1 certainly. I think somewhere around week 6 you will have the OPP.
Date is released, sir. It is mentioned also somewhere in the portal.
It is
The
not
date.
meant. See, it's
Sir, can you
given
hear
here.
me?
See, 26th June.
Okay. And sir, one more question. Like over here, when we're submitting, we have the test run and all this private test and pass public tests. Would that be also there in the OPP, or
Yeah,
we won't
OPP
have that?
will be just like this particular portal.
So if our private tests get passed, we know that our code is right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a relief.
Sir, I just tested now, so maybe it's just
Yeah. So you are
I'm getting one error. Still, it is not being solved. Like
okay. I am sorry, this is a habit, so I'll keep doing this until I.
yeah, sir. It looks neat also when we give space.
Okay, so this is let me just look at the question. What we need to do is all three should get non-zero share. No two of them should get same number. It should be completely shared. Okay, so all three. So okay, you start with some gold coins, and Ram, Shyam, Gopal are sharing it this way, and here you make sure that it's all distributed correctly. Okay, if all of them get an equal share, is that a condition? No two of them should get the. Okay, it's only no two of them should get the same number of coins, right? This won't check for no two of them, right? So, for example, what I'm saying is.
Okay. So it should be like split it into two components
Correct.
rather than putting into areas.
Yeah. So this is false. The only when will this be true? Only if all three are equal, right? So, but even if two are equal, this will return false. So you will end up saying that.
So it means when we say that no two means it is not, this statement is not equal to that statement. Like Ram is equal to Sam is equal to Gopal is not equal to Ram is equal to Sam, or not Sam is not is equal to
Yeah. So see, what this statement means is whatever you have written, I am just rephrasing it. If Ram double equal to Shyam and Shyam double equal to Gopal, and
not our condition.
Yeah, right. So this is what your earlier condition is equivalent to this. So this is called chaining. Okay, so this is called chaining of operators in Python. Chaining of operators in Python. So you can read up more about chaining. See, please search for all these things. Okay, it's very easy to search, and I think Python itself has. Right, so if you so for example, A less than B less than C means A less than B and B less than C, something like that, right? So A equal to B equal to C would mean A equal to B and B equal to C. It is, so sorry, this is not, okay, so this is what your statement is, that other double equal to doesn't come in there.
Or condition does not, it represents and condition. When
Yeah. So the way to fix it is, I think Ram also mentioned this. If any two of them, right, Ram or Shyam or Gopal, Shyam or what is this? This should be
Ram.
Yeah. So if any two of them have the same number, then it's unfair, right? So I think that is the only thing we are missing. Oh, we are missing one more thing. 5 out of 6 only passed. Why is that?
And the condition that there should be no coins left, I think.
Okay, but that would be taken care of here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go condition by condition. So first, if condition checks what, it makes sure that it makes sure that the first thing, which is satisfied here, you should not have any gold coins. That is the first if block. No two of them should get the same number of coins. Okay. if any two of them get the same number of coins, oh, this is not Shyam Ram, this is Shyam Gopal, right? Because these two are the same, right?
So Ram less than equal to 0 or Sham less than this condition is wrong, sir.
One second. Are we checking the? We are doing this twice, right? So we are missing out on something. Ram Shyam, Shyam Gopal, then Ram Gopal. Was it like this earlier?
Yes. Maybe Gopal is equal to Ram, or it will be.
Okay. I mean, we were messing up with the order. Okay. So yeah. So this is one condition, that no coin should be left behind. This is the condition which says that no two of them should have the same number of coin, and this is the condition that all of them should have a non-zero share. Okay, so it works now. Your code works now.
Sir, you were mentioning something about chaining. I didn't understand that. Can we
Also,
say A is less than B is less than C?
So did it work now? Did it work? Did it pass all the tests?
Yeah, it passed. It passed now. Yeah. So chaining is. So when I say when I add a sequence of these operators, right, one after the other, what is Python doing? Python is essentially doing 1 less than 2 and 2 less than 3. Okay, so this thing, this way of chaining them. So you understand the way a chain works, right? You have, let's say, a bead of necklaces. So a necklace of having several beads. Then each operand will be a bead, and you will be using this as a thread. So you are in some sense chaining them together. Okay,
so we don't need such a long code. Just 1 is less than 2 is less than 3.
Yeah. So if you want to write an expression that says that if A less than B and B less than C, instead of that you can just replace it as if A less than B less than C. But you have to be careful that it is and not or. When you use chaining, it is and.
Okay.
Sir, can you please check my
Is there
GPA
something
10,
other chaining, any other operator other than less than or greater than?
You can chain with equal to, right? That's what we discussed earlier. So you could do 1 equal double equal to 2, double equal to 3, but of course this will return false. If you want to check that if 3 numbers, all of them are the same, then you could use, say, 1 double equal to 1 double equal to 1. I mean, with variables it will make more sense, but yeah.
So in
This not
the
equal
previous
to-
code, we could have written Ram is equal to Sham is equal to Gopal.
No, that was the error, right? So that is why the code was not working. You can't do that because
it will be an and. Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, this code, can you please show me the corrected one?
Yeah, this is the corrected one.
Sir, is it passing all the?
Yeah. It is passing, but you have to verify this yourself, right? You have to go and see why it passes. And until you do that, it means that you have not fully got the.
Can you run this again, please? So
I ran it. So I ran it. It's passing, but see, the point is not whether it is passing all test cases or not. The point is
It will not pass all test cases because he has used less than equal to 0 condition, but it will be not equal to 0.
and all 3 of them should get a non-zero share, right? So they can't get a 0 share. So this less than or equal to is needed. So anyway, so if you want to check, I'll check again. So 6 out of 6 and.
Sir, here we can use not equal to, sir. Ram not equal to Sham not equal to Gopal. Is it will it work?
No, I don't think so I don't think you can use not equal to, right? Because what if, so I'll give you a case where
I have used not equal to and all test cases is passing.
Which means we have to update our test case. So for example, I'll give you one case.
Can I share my code?
No, one second. No, what I said is we have to update our test cases. Our test cases are not complete. So I'll give you, say, 10 gold coins in which Ram is getting 12.
So I have used and condition.
One second. So Shyam is getting -3 and Gopal is getting 1. Okay, so if I use not equal to 0, okay, So let me just do not equal to 0 with this particular input, right? 10, 12, minus 3, 1. I will try this here.
So you have to use AND condition, or condition will not work.
No. The problem is not with AND or, it's with not equal to 0. So it should be great. We need to see, we are not asking whether it is 0, right? We are asking whether it is non-negative. That is what I'm trying to say. So 10 coins. First person gets 12. Next person gets minus 3 and another person gets 1. Okay. So why is this working correctly? This is supposed to throw an error. How is this working correctly? Okay. Does anyone see why this is working correctly now?
Sir, because you have written not equal to 0, it should be less than or equal to 0 if I'm not wrong.
It will be unfair when
Not less
anybody
than
can.
or equal to 0. Not less than or equal to 0. Because it will not take care of negative. You're just only saying not equal to 0.
No. So this should ideally print fair, right? Because see,
Yeah,
RAM.
it should print fair, but it's not actually.
Yeah. See, RAM is what 10. Sorry, RAM is 12 minus 3 and 1, right? Let's see. RAM is 12. Shyam is minus 3. Gopal is 1. So RAM plus Shyam plus Gopal is what? Is 10. So RAM plus this will print, this will evaluate true. RAM double equal to Shyam, no.
Okay, so
So the second condition will be false, right?
Which second condition will be false.
The
So
second competition will be false, right?
Which one? That line number 10 or?
Line number 10.
Why? Can you tell me why?
Because Ram is not equal to Sham is not equal to Gopal, and Ram is also not equal to Gopal. So all three of them will be false, right?
Correct. This will be false. So I won't execute this if condition. So I'll go and check this, right? All three are now non-zero, right? That is also correct.
Can you explain, sir, what the 12th line means?
But sir, we are using OR condition, but if any of the two executes to be false, then also it will work.
So the 12th line.
Okay, the 12th line is why it is printing unfair, right?
It is true because everything will be true.
Okay.
yeah, I think the option should be fair, right? Because none of it is actually a 0, so it should be fair, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Line 13 should be fair.
So if any of them is non-zero.
Yeah, it should be and.
Okay, for this you have to change and you are right, yeah. If all of them are non-zero, 10.
And 13 should be print fair, I think. Because they're all non-zero.
Correct. 10, 12 minus 3, 1. Okay, so this what happens to this cells?
So maybe that AND condition, if you keep retain as off over like before, RAM not equal to 0 or some, is it have
So can I share my code? I have done in this way only.
So we can use, but RAM greater than 0. No, why are we using not?
Yeah, no. See, the reason I came to not equal to 0 is to show that you should not use not equal to 0, right? So the question is not about is it non-zero, right? The question is asking about non-negative shares, right? You should not, all of them should get a non-zero share, and it should also be positive, right? You can't you can't get a negative number of coins. So do you get what the dilemma is now? Okay, let us first write the correct piece of code.
It is given that the inputs will be non-negative. So,
is it?
That is the estimate, sir.
Sir, can
next
I share
three
my
lines
code?
will have
Oh,
share
okay,
given.
okay. Then the whole point becomes moot, right? Okay, thanks. Yeah. So we don't need to check for that, right? Thank you. Yeah, we don't need to check if they are. So it is, yeah. Then it makes sense. Okay, so is this code now correct or not?
It should be and, right, in 12.
Correct. It
Because
should
we
be
need
and.
all three to be.
So if any of them, if all three are non-zero, then you print fair, right? Do we need this else fair? This is wrong, right? This has to be removed.
Yes.
Okay, now finally, is this code correct?
Looks like correct.
Okay. We run this once. No, this is not correct. We are missing something. Okay, so the else was needed. Yeah, so do you all get it now? See, there is this slight confusion in this particular question. Is it clear now?
So you mean to say that and condition should be there and not equal to 0 should be there. When greater than 0 should not be there. You mean to say that? And all condition also will not be there. Line number 10. That's what only one I have confusion.
Yeah, so see, all of them should have a non-zero share, right?
Non-zero means it should be okay. Non-zero, okay. We're just checking non-zero, not equal to 0.
Yeah, so each one should be non-zero. In that case, see, you have already satisfied condition 1, and you already, if you have skipped this, right? If all three have different, then only you'll come here. So now you are ready to print fair.
But sir, we should prevent the user also to, let us say, negative entries. So still that in that case,
No, yeah, correct. You're right. But I also thought that way. But then we have given in the question that all inputs will be non-negative. Okay, I missed that. So you don't need to worry about if your inputs will be negative or not. Inputs will be non-negative, right? So you don't need to worry.
Is 14 and 15 are needed, sir, in this code?
Sorry?
The line 14 and 15 are needed or not? Because by 12th and 13th, the things have been done.
See, 14 is needed.
If they are not equal to gold coins, like number total.
Right. So if the total, if this doesn't sum to the total number of gold coins, then you will end up not printing anything, right? So
right.
you will never print unfair.
The line number 10, actually, that's what I asked. If LS Ram equals Sham equals Gopal, not equal to 0, can we write
No. So this you have to be careful with this chaining, right? So
Yeah, chaining is.
so generally avoid chaining unless it's very simple, something very simple like A less than B less than C, right? Here it's very simple. B should lie between A and C. You are checking for that, it works correctly. You understand what it means. But otherwise, especially for this A double equal to B double equal to C case, please don't use chaining. Okay, I think we are that is all we had. Yeah. Sorry.
Sir, actually, are all conditions correct now?
Sir. So can I share my code? We have made this code complicated.
Yeah, you can share your code. With that, with your code, we can close the session.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Can you paste your code so that I'll copy it here?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I'm pasting in chat box. So paste it.
Okay. Okay, so you are checking for all of them not equal to 0. You are checking if all of them are not equal to each other. And you're also checking if, yeah, this is good. But I would still say that what we had before, I wouldn't say it is complicated. See, there are several ways to do this, right? So I could, for example, I could, instead of having such a long if condition, I might want to break it down into 3 separate parts, right? So I might want to do that also, right? But this is good, right? So since we have come this far, I'll maybe present one more approach which you can follow, which I don't know if it will work now, given that we are so late into the session, but let's just try it. So I define something called a flag, right? So what this flag is going to do is that it's going to assume that the condition is met, right? Flag equal to true means the condition is met, right? So in this case, what I'll do is I look at all the possibilities of breaking this condition, right? So let me copy this piece of code. Right? So if even one of them is 0, see, these are all different ways of writing the same problem, right? So if one of them is 0, then the condition is not met. So I update my condition, right? So what does this mean? Condition is not met. Now I take the next one. If A double equal to B, or B double equal to C, or A double equal to C, right? If some two of them are equal, then also I know that the condition is not met. Right?
The 9th line or
Yeah, it's supposed to be or, but
correct. Yeah. And then we have this fellow. Okay, so what is this? What does this say? This is if coins double equal to A plus B plus C, or rather not equal to A plus B plus C, then also my condition is not met. Right? So this is the This is what I do. Now, if my condition is finally met after all this effort, if my condition is met, then I print fair, right? Else I print unfair.
Sir, that here a plus b plus c that we kept in brackets, so we don't no need to define any variable with that, or it will directly take the values.
Plus b plus c. Sorry, I didn't get the question.
Sir, you wrote the 12th line, not coins not equal to a plus b plus c, so that will automatically take the a plus b plus c value, right? Or do we need to define a variable there?
No. It will evaluate it. It will evaluate. So you don't need a separate variable. Yeah. See.
Very nice.
So these are two different approaches, right? So this is a much shorter code that is given here. This is very good. You could also adopt any one of the previous solutions that we saw, or we could adopt this this approach. So this is called the flag approach, right? You will see. I mean, this is not a technical term, but you will see this flag appearing very frequently in upcoming weeks. So one thing, whenever you see flag, you have to remember that you always start optimistically. So it's an optimistic approach. You always assume that some condition is true. Okay, and then you go about checking for all those ways in which the condition will be false. Right? So this is just keep this in the back of your mind, and you may come across this in upcoming weeks. Okay.
Sir,
thank you, sir.
Thank you. Sir, can you please check PPF can for me, sir?
Yeah. So we'll you can come back on Monday. I think we are already like 1 hour. We have overshot. So on Monday is also on, I think, the same week 2 only. So we will discuss in detail during that time.
Karthik, Murali here.
Yeah.
Do you want? I have just small doubt. So can I ask it now or on Monday?
Yeah. If it is a small thing, we can.
Yeah. Nothing. I just wanted to. 1 second. I'll just share my screen. Just a quick question. Sorry.
Yeah.
So actually, this is regarding that the code shift thing, and I just wanted to ask, how can I break multiple for loops using break? So just to make it short, I just drafted this document. So I have one list containing multiple list of entities. Okay. And I have another list one which has all multiples of. So in loop 1, I'll take 4 and 8 alone. So it is like for I in T.
Okay.
You take 4 and 8. And for 4, it will have one list will have 4 1s or 4 2s or 8 like that. And second list will have 8, 16, 24, 32 like that.
Okay.
And in loops, so for that we have one loop. And for the second loop, we have to iterate through first list and second list. And we have to check if Z is equal to yes. Okay. And
so
I have,
see this seems like a slightly involved problem. So can you paste this in discourse?
Okay.
So the reason I'm saying this is more of a.
But is it okay because it's a code shift problem? Is it okay to paste it in discourse?
I think if you can.
Okay, I'll dilute it to a different situation.
Yeah. That would be better. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Karthik.
Okay. Yeah.
I have one more question, sir. Very small. That I registered in CodeChef, but I am unable to log in now. I don't
Okay, CodeChef, I'll ask Omkar. So Omkar is the person who is handling CodeChef. I'll ask him and get back to you, right? So you can paste reply to that long thread which is running in CodeChef.
Okay.
Tomorrow there is it's the last day for tomorrow first contest, but I didn't log in.
No. See, if you have, I don't think you can log in now. If I'm not wrong, I think you have to do this before the contest begins. So there is some form you have to fill. Have you filled that form?
Yeah, sir. Initially, I have filled and I have entered into the program, but I didn't given any program in that. I saw that open page and all I saw. with the student ID I entered in.
Okay, see, I'm actually, unfortunately, I'm not too aware of CodeChef because I don't handle that, but please tag Omkar Joshi in discourse. He will certainly respond to you.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, thanks everyone for joining. We will meet again on Monday.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you
sir.
very much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.